Hey, Speedy here. Just wanted to show off getting into the video. Just wanted to show off some behind the scenes pictures I got from one of my all time favorite movies, Convoy. And it's also one of my all time favorite songs. These last two pictures here, I don't know, not a lot of people know this, but this is from a deleted scene where Burt Young, who plays Pigpen, picked up a young hitchhiker. It turned out to be underage, and she was getting undressed in the back of his truck. It turned out to be she was underage and stuff, and he kicked her out of his truck. Well, they deleted that scene from the movie. All that's left is this picture and this one from that scene. And this picture here, this one, the one before, if y'all wondering what this is, if y'all remember, for those that have seen the movie, if you haven't, I recommend you watch it. It's a very good movie. For those that have seen the movie, at the very beginning, Chris Christopherson, who plays the rubber duck, he's driving in his truck. Ali MacGraw, who plays Melissa, is driving a green Jaguar. He's trying to pass her. She passed him and slowed down, and he's trying to pass her and get around her. She's not letting him over, and she's taking pictures of him while they're driving side by side of each other. That noise was Amazon getting a delivery and interrupting my video. But anyway, while they were driving side by side each other, and he's waving at her and she's taking pictures of him, cop come around the corner, they end up running off the road, or then he pulls the rubber duck over and was going to write him up a ticket. And just leave it up there. Anyway, this is them setting the cameras and stuff and get ready to film the scene where the cop pulls him over and was going to write him up a ticket. He didn't write him a ticket because the rubber duck told him that Melissa didn't have any pants or nothing on. So he took off after her. But anyway, now for the video. Just give me a second here. Just putting up my pictures real quick. I don't want to screw them up. I cannot. They're not replaceable. Also got me these new shirts. I fully believe in this. It says hard work pays off, and it does. Trust me. If I wasn't for any, from none of my, if I didn't work hard or nothing, I wouldn't have any of the stuff I got. I wouldn't have either one of these trucks. But anyway, this video is about, in case, like, some of you are wondering, because we're getting some questions from a couple new subscribers about the trucks, like specifically my F-150. It's a 1995 F-150 XLT Sport with the 5.0. It's got the 470W trans, 191,146.4 miles. The reason it's only I'm using the trip meter because that's not the original speedo. All the other gauges are original, but not the speedometer because it broke. I painted that myself to match. I installed that trans temp gauge myself. It's fairly simple. And I put these gauges down here. My dad had these for about, I did this in 2000, put these in 2018. And at that time he'd had them about 40 years. I did that because of the ones right here in the dash are dummy gauges. They're rigged up by Ford from the factory to show you got constant oil pressure and stuff when you don't. All it just takes just a bare minimum amount of pressure, whatever, and it'll say you're good when you could actually not have any and be blowing your motor up. So that's why I did that. These wheels are US wheel Stealth Blade model 204. They're 15 tall, 12.5 wide, and just barely stick out. It's got 2 fuel tanks. I upgraded to 25 from 16 and 20 to 25 front, 38 Bronco tank in the back, and my favorite show is the Dukes of Hazzard. It's got the Dixie horn in it, like I was saying at the beginning of the video. My favorite movie is Convoy. So I swapped my factory horn on with an air horn that sounds like the horn from the Rubber Ducks Mac from the Convoy movie. And I recommend this if you got any OBS or brick nose, Ford, bull nose, whatever. Get the metal door handles and replace them with the plastic ones. So much better. You don't have to worry about the handle breaking again. And if y'all are wondering about the dents, I rolled this back in 2018, June 25th, 2018. I had just put the front end together from a collision. Some guy pulled out in front of me. One of the hot shot drivers pulled out in front of me with a shipping container, and I hit him. I had no time to stop, and I just got the front end put together. I was on my way back from a little AutoZone after turning my old battery in for a core because I needed a new one. I was coming home. I come around a blind curve. There's a train stopped with about 15 or so cars waiting on the train. I hit the brakes. This don't have ABS. It's on it, and these trucks have rear drums. The rear end immediately locked up when it hit the brakes, and it spun around sideways. And when the driver's side tires here hit the grass on the edge of the road, it just rolled right on over. It flipped and went rolling off into the ditch at the edge of the woods there on the side of the road. And this happened last year, May 12th or 13th or whatever. A young girl just got a license, turned out right in front of me. She missed her turn. It was in the far right hand lane. I was in the left lane, and she comes from the far right lane, boom, and hit me. Can't hit me on the passenger side over there, and came on around to this side. Those are Amazon headlights and tail lights. I'm going to change them out for from once and once Allo LED. They got some real good ones. Air antenna goes with Dukes of Hazzard theme. Farm truck. Yep, this thing is fast. I love surprising the Hellcats, Vets, Camaros, Porsche. There's a couple Maseratis in my neighborhood. Surprise. I may not outrun them, but I will. But I do give them a good surprise when they're taking off. Because nobody expects this thing to be fast. Skull door lock. I did the 72 Mopar Plum Crazy Purple. I did that with a plastic dip. I'm thinking about doing it, going to go down the whole side of the truck. That thing looks good. Oh, and this has, I don't know if you see it because they're kind of faded. That one's sturdy and faded. Take a look at this one. Yeah, this one you can see somewhat. It has the original factory 5.0 valve stem caps on the wheels still. I don't know how well you can see it. Give me a second. So true on that. I don't have any people walking out in front of me now because this is a straight pipe. Flowtech brand long tube, chrome ceramic headers, factory size 2 1/4 inch pipe. It's troll dual straights, and it exits straight out the rear. There's a 6-inch tips. Troll duals, no cats, mufflers, nothing. And I highly recommend the Flowtech headers because they're made by Hooker. They're the exact same. The only difference is the name, and they're a lot cheaper. It only cost me $638 for these in 2018 from my local AutoZone. The same AutoZone I was coming back from, I flipped. And that's for all you Chevy fans out there. It's got these retractable hooks in the back. We bought Duval Ford when it was brand new in '95. You know it. And I got to reglue that on. Those I bought those from O'Reilly's. They're 22 a piece. There's the light strips. I got them hooked up to my reverse lights so I can see at night when I'm doing my scrap metal, which is what I do on the side. Or I could turn my reverse those and my reverse lights on to give me some light to see, and they also come on when I'm backing up normally reverse. For those that don't know, my regular day job, I work at a diesel machine shop. I tear apart, clean, and rebuild cylinder heads on diesels. Can work anywhere from a normal 8-hour day to when we get behind like now, it can be a 10, 12-hour day or 17.5-hour plus day. factory keyless entry, but apparently it broke or something or whatever. I bought it from I don't know exactly what happened, but I bought it from the used car dealer, and for $2,588 in 2015. They didn't have the remotes, so I wasn't able to use it. So I had a new keyless system put in last year in June, and this one's got remote start on it. Comes in handy on cold days. And they hooked us up as a surprise. I didn't know you could do this. I didn't even ask them about it. But on there's this button on the side of my remote, and if you press it, remote controlled Dixie horn. It don't get better than that. You can't see it because it's daytime, but I got lights in the bed and underneath, under the glow. Under the glow screwing up. I gotta probably replace the control box. But that comes in handy because I can open the door to the tailgate. It'll come on white. I can see, and I can also turn them on, have them different colors. As long as they're not blue and red, I'm good. And they can change color very, very slowly. No flashing, no blinking, nothing real fast, but slow is good. I got in trouble last year, and February, I was going to meet my grandparents at a Cracker Barrel for dinner, and I was going through the next county from us, and I was in such a hurry because I was running real late. I forgot when I turned them on because I had on changing. I forgot to turn the blue, red, and blue off, and I got stopped by a cop and from impersonating a police officer. Luckily, though, I was able to get out of that. But he wrote me a speeding ticket, though. I wasn't speeding going for the parking lot. But luckily, I didn't go to jail or get into all that stuff for impersonating a cop. I did that, and I re-chromed the wipers and wiper arms myself. And I know some of y'all want to hear it run some more, but then you can't hear me talk. Because there's some things I want to show you. And if you ever want to open the hood, it's simple. You just hit it. It's a Dixie, and these bright shiny ones right here. And here is the air horn. The compressor's here. I just took the wire, unplugged the wire off the original horn, plugged it on there, the positive, then I had to take cut because it had two positive wires going to it, and one wire would split up the two plugs and it ground on the frame. So I cut one plug off, spliced the wire onto it, and ran it back over here to the battery for the negative, and then just used the factory wire, plugged it on the positive side, and boom, it works. This is the higher output version of the 5.0, like you'd find in the Cobra Mustang. See the headers? Pain in the ass to put these on the passenger side, because you couldn't get to them. You can't use a ratchet. You have to use my dad had his wrenches from work. He had to bring them home. They're angled. They had really sharp angles, so we had to use them both sides. We had to take the inner fender and all out, and do all sorts of stuff. Kind of like you're playing a limbo, like to get in there to them. I had an aluminum radiator where it rotted. I got a brand new one in here now. And I got a set of Duraley Performance electric fans, 2 of them. Well, this is the one with the PWM controller. This is it. And they work great. Now, the temperature sensor is defective when I got it. So I bought this from Jegs. And you can't deal with Duraley directly. You can, but it take a while. They recommend you deal with the people you bought it from. So I called Jegs up, and boom, a couple days later, with my warranty, because they warranted it, I got a new temperature sensor. It just glues onto the radiator, right? It's right down there. And goes up in here. And this ground wire here is to prevent electrolysis from happening again and eating my radiator. See the header? That's original. Well, actually, no, that's brand new from the Ford dealer. And this purplish blue stuff came from the junkyard. On Ford, it was the only place I could get that piece. Because I looked at the junk in the rod and see there's the fans. When you go on the highway, they don't come on at all. And when you're in town on traffic, they come on to save energy. That's why they don't come on the highway, because you're already going fast enough. See, re-chromed them. You see it cracking a little, but I ain't worried. Original sticker on the mirror. I'm trying to think. I can't really think if there's anything else to cover on this one. The 150. Grandparents, asshole neighbors did that. I'm slashing my tires and egging it because I got the Dixie horn and the Confederate flags. I did the knobs blue. My parents made that headliner. You get a Confederate soldier's cap, sword, scrolled, and an eagle, and a flag. And this one's got dual visors, by the way. And that diesel over there don't. Let's talk about this one. This is going to be a long video, by the way. It's my new core support from the junkyard, and replace the rotten one that's in here. And that's really the only rust that's in here. That window fell. I had to put a garbage bag over the door when I'm not in here. This truck has 769,828 miles on it. Skull review mirror. How more badass can you get than that? 5-speed stick. Radio works. CD don't. This is factory power windows, but I did a manual, halfway manual conversion on it. Only the fuel gauge halfway works, but nothing else really. The tach works like it should, but none of the other gauges work. But the odometer does work. It does count the mileage like it should. This is a 1991 Ford F-250F Super Duty with a 7.3 IDI in it, non-turbo diesel. This ain't a Power Stroke. And for those that don't know, the early Super Duty vans like this one, they were called F Super Duties. They dropped the F in '99, and just from then on, it's just been all of them been Super Duties. But only certain ones back then were Super Duties like this, and they were called F Super Duty. And this is also an XLT Lariat. I'm going to put on some US mags, Indy. They're called the Indy U101. That's the model number of the wheels. It's the old style slotted mags. 17 by 10 on here. I wanted to go 18, OE's 18 size, but they don't make that. The biggest they make is the 17, so I'm going to do 17 by 10. I'm the 9th owner, and from being from Colorado, there's no rust except for the core support. It's rotted out. That's it. I got the front fuel tank working, for those that have watched the previous videos. Rear fuel tank, I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to swap out the bigger tank like I did the Euro truck. There's that one. Can't do the front because on these diesels, you can only get a 19-gallon. Or if it's OE or an aftermarket, you can only get a 19-gallon tank, but you can put a big one in the rear. That color there is what this truck used to be. Chestnut metallic. I already know what I'm going to paint it, but I ain't going to tell anybody what color it's going to be. It's going to be a surprise. My own family don't even know. But I will tell you this, it's going to be a Line-X bed liner, whatever color I'm going with, because this is going to be the work truck, and I don't see the point of paying $1,000 or more for a paint job if it's just going to get tore up on a haul some, like scrap metal and stuff I could do on the side for extra cash, or just anything. Oh, that's the Line-X makes more sense to me. This truck had no exhaust on it when I bought it. It was just open header or really manifolds. So I've got some flex pipe, and I put some temporary side pipes on here. So I get my exhaust done the way I want it. Because it's non-turbo, it's true doors. And it's going to be true doors whenever I get it done. Which y'all going to have to wait to see on that. And this door's got to get replaced because it's broke. You touch the mirror here, and you can pull the outer layer of the metal off. You just bend it right the door in half, pull it off like that. So this door's probably going to replace both doors. That way I can just, instead of trying to reverse the manual conversion back to power, I can just put 2 new power doors on, have power locks and windows again. Instead of trying to go back, because it was power and they went manual, instead of going from manual back to power, 2 new doors. All the one of those lights up there works. The tires are 21 years old and they're very rotten. They barely hold any air, not long at all. The cord for the block heater. For those that have familiar with diesels, they use glow plugs to start. You turn the key on for your ignition on for a few seconds, or some of them have a button you press for about 10 seconds. I wouldn't do no more than 15. The glow plugs to heat the air inside the heads and the cylinders up to help the fuel ignite, because they don't have spark plugs like a gas motor. And if it gets real cold, you plug that heater in, and it heats the entire engine up to make it really easy to start in the wintertime. Because the colder it is, the harder it is to start a diesel. And the faint dinging you hear is the door buzzer. It works on this one. It don't work on the 95, but it just barely dings. Oh, this has got to get fixed. And I would love to do a downward plate dash, like the whole dash, but I don't know about that. I've never built one. So, but the lights are going to have to get fixed here. They're shorted out. If you turn them on, they smoke and they just all flash crazy. Kind of like a Christmas light set. And this one too, all you got to do is hit it on top. Comes up. Brand new injection pump and all that right here, and all the red stuff is brand new. The lines, return kit. Like I was saying in the last video, for those of you that have one of these 697 free IDIs, turbo, non-turbo, or if you know, or you get a friend or buddy who you know somebody does, Dreg's Garage on YouTube, you can look him up, watch his videos, and Dreg's Diesel on eBay. It's the same guy, but that's where I bought these from him on eBay. His eBay name is Dreg's Diesel. YouTube is Dreg's Garage. Brass return kit. And this heavy duty hose is 300 psi, which is overkill. That's what you want. That's what you need on these. It lasts long on the plastic stuff, and you can take it on and off, and it won't break. So the plastic OE style return kit is good until you pull it off. As soon as you pull it off, and the next time you put it on, even with a new O-ring, it's going to leak fuel. By the way, I paid $850 for this back in January. It already had the aluminum radiator and electric fans in it. Temp sensor or something ain't right, so I'm going to straight wire it to the ignition, but for the meantime, I'll just take the positive wire here and hook it to the battery terminal so I can run it and drive it. And the ignition's broke. It only has all the way on. You know, you start the motor and you let it go and it stays on. And that's all it's got. So I could turn it. It's turned all the way like it would be to start, as you can see there, but it won't start. Nothing happens. It's broke. So this is the key to start it. See, I'll show you. Wait, the start goes off. We'll go start it. See, that means the glow plugs is on. And it's in neutral. You take this, you come over here to the solenoid. And if you want about the smoke, the glow plug harness is shorted. It's a common issue with these engines. It's all melted, but it ain't that. I ain't really concerned with it right now because I'm not driving it yet. But and it only smokes and burns when the glow plugs are on. The glow plugs are off, it's fine. I'm gonna have to get a wire block or whatever to cut that off and splice them together that way. But I'll worry about that when I go to driving it. I still gotta get the tag and all for it. But in the meantime, set you down real quick. You might have to work the throttle overhand. And it's alive. And I know this is one of the longest video I got, but just wanted to do a little update on my trucks and we're getting some questions about them. So please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you got any more questions. And let me know what you think of my side pipes, my temporary exhaust. Thanks for watching.